Baseline use in widgets. Baseline is the reference value, or a set of values, taken from the past, which can be used to analyze past behaviors or trends and compare them with current values. It can be used directly in the Configuration widget to contrast data, or in the Rules tab, where a dynamic behavioral threshold is needed. The system supports two types of baselines, single point and reference line. These two baselines will be explained during test widget configuration. We will create a test widget called Baseline Test, with only one primary metric. We are going to configure the current day as our time frame, but we will add a baseline so we could see how the primary configured metric, bits per second, behaves against the baseline deviation. Line visualization will be the best choice here, as the data needs to be presented on a timeline. We select total aggregation as our source data stream and change the time interval for this day as planned. We will now select the desired metric, which in this example will be bits per second average. Now we need to go to the threshold section. To do this, turn on the advanced mode. Add a threshold and select the baseline type called reference line. As we need to present a set of values on a timeline, and for each data point on the visualization, we need a baseline value to be calculated. In a case where a single value needs to be visualized across the whole graph, baseline type called reference point would be a better choice. Choose one of the predefined time range calculation options. For this example, we will select same value yesterday. In general, longer averages are always preferred as they average local spikes. We will configure the range area as we would like to see a channel instead of a single line. To do so, we need to define its width by setting up deviation values. 30% should be a reasonable value here. Configuration is done. This process can be as simple as just shown. However, there are a few options at users' disposal for greater customization to fulfill more specific requirements. Let's have a brief look at those. We can set up a custom metric, different than the primary one, with filters included. For example, we can calculate the value of the baseline, but only for subnet where my end users are. There are options to customize the baseline calculation timeframe. For example, we could calculate the baseline only for business days, from Monday to Friday. Setting up time shift of our baseline calculation is also possible. This is useful if we need to compare our primary metric value against the baseline value from a specific number of days ago. And finally, setting up leading values, which can be used to show the preemptive trend based on baseline values. Done. We have created a widget with a baseline. Now we can add it to one of our dashboards if needed.